Welcome, dreamers, to a world of Unveiled. As the evening enfolds the world in its peaceful hold, it's time to relax, release the day's hold, and embark on an odyssey through the realms of imagination. Tonight, under a sky where stars shimmer like distant snowflakes and nod, we bring you a magical Christmas narrative. A story spun from threads of warmth, joy, and the season's spirit. Settle into your dizzy spot, snuggle in, and let the day's tensions dissolve, like snowflakes on cozy mittens. Gently close your eyes and breathe deeply, each exhale taking you deeper into tranquility, sinking into the comfort below. Envision the world out of a hearth, the evening of pine in the air, and the subtle nip of winter on your nose. As you stand at the edge of a mesmerizing winter wonderland, in our tale, we'll explore the heartwarming enchantment unique to Christmas stories. Let the quietude of softly falling snow be the backdrop to our tale, leading you to a restful night filled with sweet dreams. Now, let's start our journey, revealing a world of dreams, from the silent beauty of a bygone Christmas, as close as your next breath. Remember, Unveiled, Unveiled, each night is an expedition, and every expedition heralds a new beginning. Sleep peacefully, and may your dreams be filled with joy and light. The Christmas Miracle on Elm Street. Chapter 2. The Unfolding Magic. As the days leading up to Christmas dwindled, Elm Street found itself wrapped in a tapestry of unexplained, yet delightful occurrences. The townspeople, still buzzing from Mr. Nicholas's magical display, began to notice small wonders that seemed to imbue the town with an even deeper sense of the holiday spirit. The first of these occurrences happened at the local bakery owned by Mrs. Thompson. Early one morning, as she prepared her usual array of pastries and bread, she found that her dough had risen to an extraordinary size, much more than she had anticipated. Yet, instead of being a disaster, the bread baked up perfectly, each loaf more delicious than the last. Customers came in droves, drawn by the aroma and the story of the miraculous bread. Word spread quickly, and soon other shop owners reported similar small wonders. The florist found her poinsettias blooming in unprecedented colors. In the Harrison home, Sarah noticed that their modest Christmas decorations seemed to have an extra sparkle, and the family's usual holiday cheer was amplified to a joyous warmth that filled their home. John, once a skeptic, found himself caught up in the magic, his usual practical jokes infused with a kinder, more whimsical touch. And Max were delighted by these changes. They spent hours speculating about how Mr. Nicholas might be behind these events, their imaginations running wild with magical possibilities. One evening, as the Harrisons walked through town, they observed how these small miracles had affected everyone. People greeted each other more warmly, shared laughs and stories, and the sense of community was stronger than ever. Elm Street had always been an owl's town, but now there was an added layer of wonder that connected them all. It was during one of these walks that the family encountered Mr. Nicholas. He was in the town square, talking to a group of children, a gentle smile on his face. The Harrisons joined the group, listening as he spoke of the importance of kindness and sharing joy. After the talk, Sarah approached Mr. Nicholas. "The town seems different since you've arrived," she said. "Happier, more magical." Mr. Nicholas's eyes twinkled. "Christmas is a time of miracles, big and small," he replied. "Sometimes all it takes is a little reminder of the magic we can create ourselves." The Harrisons left the square that evening with a renewed sense of purpose. They decided to contribute their own acts of kindness to the tapestry of magic that was enveloping Elm Street. And so, as Christmas drew nearer, the unexplained occurrences continued, each one adding to the growing sense of anticipation and joy in the town. Elm Street was not just preparing for a holiday, it was preparing for something extraordinary, something that promised to make this Christmas the most memorable they had ever experienced. Magical occurrences on Elm Street were not just confined to adults and their businesses. Good children of the town, including Emma and Max Harrison, found themselves at the height of their One frosty afternoon, as Emma and Max were building a snowman in their front yard, they noticed something extraordinary. Each time they did snare to their creation, it seemed to shape itself, almost as if it were alive. The snowman's features became more defined, with a jolly smile and twinkling eyes made of small pebbles. The children, wide-eyed and giggling, watched as their ordinary snowman turned into a masterpiece of winter magic. Similarly, other children in the town experienced their own little wonders. Billy, the paper boy, found at his morning route, usually chilly and tedious task, was now accompanied by a trail of playful, glowing snowflakes that seemed to light his way. Lucy, a shy girl from Elm Street, discovered that the stray cat she had been feeding could now understand her when she spoke, offering her companionship and comfort. These magical moments were shared and cherished among the children, creating a bond that went beyond their usual play. They gathered in huddles, exchanging stories and theories about the magic that seemed to have enveloped their town. Emma and Max were at the forefront, sharing their snowman tale with wide-eyed enthusiasm. The adults, observing these occurrences, were initially baffled, but gradually began to embrace the possibility of something extraordinary. Discussions about Mr. Nicholas and his possible role in these events became a common topic. Some remained skeptical, attributing the happenings to the vivid imaginations of children or mere coincidences. Others, however, like Sarah Harrison, felt that there was a deeper meaning and magic at play. Amidst these unfolding events, Mr. Nicholas continued to be a constant, calming presence. He would often be seen walking through the town, a kind smile on his face, as if he knew a secret that he was slowly revealing to the residents of Elm Street. The Harrisons, particularly Sarah, felt a growing connection to Mr. Nicholas. His stories, his demeanor, and the unexplained events seemed to weave a tapestry of magic that was too intricate to be mere coincidence. As Christmas drew closer, the children's anticipation grew. They spoke of Mr. Nicholas with a reverence usually reserved for Santa Claus. In their eyes, he was the guardian of their Christmas magic, the keeper of their holiday joy. The adults, too, found themselves looking forward to the holiday with a renewed sense of wonder. The magic that had taken hold of Elm Street was infectious, filling their hearts with joy and their minds with possibilities. The town, once just a quaint and quiet place, had transformed into a haven of Christmas magic, thanks to the mysterious Mr. Nicholas and the unexplained joy of its presence. The adults of Elm Street, having witnessed the joy and wonder in their children's eyes, and having experienced a few unexplainable events themselves, began to seriously contemplate the source of this newfound magic. Gathered in coffee shops, at the town market, or while decorating their homes, they shared stories and theories, with Mr. Nicholas often at the center of these discussions. John Harrison, once a steadfast skeptic, found himself reconsidering his stance. At the local diner, he discussed the recent events with other town members. "I'm not one to believe in fairy tales," he said, "but you have to admit, there's something unusual going on here." Across the table, Mr. Benson, the owner of the hardware store, nodded in agreement. It all started when Mr. Nicholas arrived. Maybe he's some kind of magician or something. The conversations varied, with some people proposing logical explanations, while others leaned into the idea of real magic at work. Regardless of their beliefs, there was a unanimous feeling of excitement and anticipation. Elm Street hadn't felt this alive and vibrant in many years. Sarah Harrison, who had always nurtured a fondness for the mystical aspects of Christmas, felt a deep connection to the unfolding events. She shared her feelings with her close friend, Mrs. Garcia, the town librarian. "I think this is what we needed," Sarah said, sipping her tea. A reminder that there's more to Christmas than just the hustle and bustle, that there's still room for wonder and magic. Meanwhile, Mr. Nicholas continued his walks through the town, engaging with everyone he met. His presence seemed to amplify the festive spirit. He didn't directly address the magical occurrences, but there was a knowing glint in his eye that suggested he was more involved than he let on. The children, particularly Emma and Max, adored Mr. Nicholas. They followed him around whenever they could, hanging on his every word and looking up to him as a figure of wonder and mystery. To them, he was the embodiment of the Christmas spirit. As the days passed, the adults' discussions turned into a collective desire to understand and possibly thank this mysterious benefactor of their town's joy. They proposed a town meeting, inviting everyone, including Mr. Nicholas, to discuss the strange yet wonderful events of the season. The meeting was set for a crisp evening at the town hall. The air was filled with a mix of curiosity, excitement, and a touch of apprehension. What was the truth behind these magical occurrences? Was Mr. Nicholas merely a catalyst for their own rekindled Christmas spirit? Or was there something more mystical at play? As they prepared for the meeting, the Harrisons felt a sense of unity with their neighbors. They were all part of this extraordinary Christmas story, a story that was unfolding right before their eyes, full of magic, wonder, and the potential for something even greater. As the town meeting approached, Mr. Nicholas's influence among the children of Elm Street continued to grow. His stories, filled with warmth and wisdom, became the highlight of their holiday season. Each tale he told, whether it was of distant lands or magical Christmases of yore, was imbued with lessons of kindness, generosity, and the true spirit of the season. Emma and Max, along with their friends, would gather around Mr. Nicholas whenever they spotted him. On one such occasion, he sat with them near the town's skating rink, the air crisp and the sky a clear winter blue. "Mr. Nicholas, where do all your stories come from?" Wemmer asked, her eyes reflecting the wonder of a child who still believed in the magic of Christmas. Mr. Nicholas smiled, a twinkle in his eye. "From the heart, Emma. It was from years of traveling and experiencing the many ways people celebrate this wonderful time of year. Just stories about dairy were done celebrations in different parts of the world how people for different from symbols." The children listened enraptured, their imaginations alight with images of faraway places and traditions. Meanwhile, the adults of Elm Street, preparing for the town meeting, couldn't help but notice the profound effect Mr. Nicholas had on their children. And Joy Sarah Harrison, watchful from a distance, felt a surge of gratitude. In a world where the innocence of childhood was often brushed aside too quickly, Mr. Nicholas had managed to create a space where imagination and wonder thrived. John, observing the scene, found his usual pragmatism softening. The skepticism that had always governed his thoughts was giving way to a newfound appreciation for the unexplainable joy that had taken over Elm Street. As the day of the town meeting arrived, the air on Elm Street was electric with anticipation. The community hall was filled to the brim, with every seat taken, and some people standing at the back. The Harrisons found themselves amidst their neighbors, while waiting for the meeting to begin. Mr. Nicholas was there, sitting quietly in the front row, his presence both comforting and intriguing. The town's mayor, Mr. Andrews, opened the meeting, his voice echoing in the packed hall. "Tonight, we gather to discuss the extraordinary events that have been occurring in our town since the arrival of Mr. Nicholas," he began. "You've all felt it. The magic, the joy, the unexplainable wonders. And we're here to understand more about it, and perhaps to learn how we can keep this spirit alive beyond the holiday season." The room buzzed with murmurs of agreement. People shared their experiences, who expressed their gratitude for the renewed sense of community and happiness. Mr. Nicholas listened, a jocular smile on his face, as if he knew that this gathering was about more than just the mysteries he had brought with him. It was about the town rediscovering its heart. The town meeting in Elm Street's community hall was a heartfelt assembly of curious and excited residents, each with their own story of the season's magic. As people shared their experiences, a calm emerged, a sense of joy and wonder that had been absent for too long. Mr. Nicholas, seated quietly, listened to each tale. His presence was like a gentle anchor in the whirlwind of excitement. When it was his turn to speak, the hall fell into a hushed silence. Frida fixed on him. "Thank you for welcoming me into your beautiful town," he began, his voice calm and clear. "The magic you've experienced is not my doing but yours. It's the magic of community, of shared joy, and of opening your hearts to the thunders of the season. A murmur of surprise and contemplation swept. Mr. Nicholas continued, explaining how the magic of Christmas was not something that could be conjured by one person, but rather something that grew through the collective spirit of the community. The kindness you show to each other, the laughter of your children, the warmth of your gatherings, these are the true sources of streets magic. His words resonated with the townspeople. They began to understand that while Mr. Nicholas may have been the catalyst, the magic they experienced was a product of their own making, a reflection of their renewed spirit of unity. Sarah Harrison felt a deep sense of realization. The magic they had all been attributing to Mr. Nicholas was actually a mirror of their own capacity for joy and wonder. It was a powerful and uplifting message. As the meeting came to a close, the residents of Elm Street felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were more determined than ever to nurture the spirit of community and joy that had blossomed among them. The Harrisons walked home under the starry night sky, their hearts full. The mystery of Mr. Nicholas had given way to a deeper understanding of what Christmas truly meant. The town meeting had not only provided answers, but had also reinforced the sense of magic that pervaded Elm Street. It was a magic born of community kindness and the collective joy of the season, a magic that promised to make this Christmas one of the most memorable and meaningful it had ever known. In the days that followed the town meeting, the magic of Elm Street seemed to intensify. The residents, now embracing the idea that their collective spirit was the source of the recent wonders, found themselves witnessing even more remarkable occurrences, each adding to the festive joy and anticipation of Christmas. The most profound event happened just a few days before Christmas. The entire town was gathered in the square for the annual Christmas Eve celebration, a tradition that Elm Street had cherished for generations. The air was crisp, the sky clear and dotted with stars, and the square was aglow with lights and decorations. As the celebration commenced, with carols being sung and laughter filling the air, a gentle snow began to fall, blanketing the town in a soft, white wonder. It was then that Mr. Nicholas stepped forward, his eyes twinkling in the festive lights. He raised his hands, and the snowflakes began to swirl in a mesmerizing dance, forming patterns and shapes in the air. The townspeople watched in awe as the snowflakes created images of reindeer, elves, and stars, each formation more intricate than the last. The children sealed with delight, and even the adults found themselves caught up in the wonder of the moment. It was as if the very essence of Christmas was being painted in the night sky, a spectacle of magic and beauty. Mr. Nicholas's voice, soft yet carrying in the crisp air, joined the chorus of the callers. His presence seemed to amplify the magic, turning the celebration into a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. The Harrisons stood together, hand in hand, their hearts overflowing with the magic of the moment. Sarah's eyes were bright with tears of joy. John's usual reserve melted away in the warmth of the magic, and Emma and Max were lost in the wonder of it all. As the display came to an end and the snowflakes gently settled on the ground, the crowd erupted in cheers and applause. Mr. Nicholas bowed slightly, a humble gesture that spoke volumes of his character. That night, as the Harrisons walked home, they felt a deep sense of gratitude and wonder. The magic of Elm Street, embodied by Mr. Nicholas, had not only brought joy and excitement, but had also rekindled a sense of community, of shared happiness, and of the true meaning of Christmas. The town of Elm Street, once just a quaint place, had transformed into a haven of holiday magic, a place where the spirit of Christmas was alive and tangible. And as they prepared to celebrate Christmas Day, the Harrisons lived with their neighbors, know that this holiday season will be remembered for years to come, a season of true magic wonder and community.